years, the best evidence for Bigfoot has been the footage shot by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin in California.
When I got to see the film finally, yeah, I was really relieved to see that he got that much, because Roger said, I don't know, Bobby said, I'm not even sure that I got any film footage at all, because he said, I fell down and I got relocated, and then I got relocated again, and then I ran out of film.
For the first time, the original 16mm film is being examined on a microscopic level. Researcher Owen Caddy used a digital microscope to take pictures of individual frames of the film. Joining Caddy is Dr. Darius Swindler. They are viewing the comparisons for the first time. They look first at the leg for any detail that might be compared to the Skookum cast.
That one's sort of interesting, but here's where they start to get really pretty interesting.
Unfortunately, it's too grainy.
So Darius, you can see here on this image, it's just the full color image digitally pulled off the film.
But as they focus their attention on the subject's head, they make an amazing discovery.
And as you look at the enhanced one, you can see the level of detail has been pulled out. And
you can individual parts of the face.
Yeah, you can resolve the individual parts of the face, the nostrils, the mouth.
When the original film is blown up to a headshot of the creature, the image becomes just a fuzzy blob. But when the enhanced digital image is blown up to the same size, the new details emerge.
You could see the eyelids move up and down. That's muscle there around there, the circular muscle called the orbicularis oris. Particularly well developed was the masseter, this big muscle over here that moves the jaw.
And this is the most interesting sequence of the mouth opening and closing. What's interesting in that it shows the movement of the mouth and the sides of the face and the lips. So there's quite a bit resolved, and there's actually a lot of detail that is consistent from frame to frame, and you get a consistent facial morphology looking at multiple frames. People have often thought of the film subject's mouth as being higher up than it actually is.
And you see how that can happen too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here's a picture of Pan, a chimpanzee, and you think that the mouth is actually where this dark line is, but it's actually below that in the deep shadow. There's a similar analogy here. Yeah.
That's a comparison. If it had been a mask on some animal, a human or something like that, it was a well-fabricated mask, I'll say that, which I sort of doubt now, more than I would have back in those days.
I don't see anything that stands out and glaringly says fake, you know. The way the mouth can move and even makes facial expressions that are similar to those of chimpanzees, like the compressed lip display. You know, I don't know who would think of that.
Bob Gimlin, who is the only living eyewitness from that day in 1967, is certain of what he saw.
I was watching the creature and it was walking away, but I could see the face real good, and I could see the eyes.
The digital view of the original Patterson footage did not reveal any telltale seams, zippers, or other evidence that would point to a man in a monkey suit, but rather seemed only to reinforce the eyewitness testimony.
Somebody once told me, you know, you never use a bigger hammer than you need for the job, and I imagine if they're going to film with 16mm, they're not going to be concerned with details that fine. I don't think anyone would have anticipated the ability to come back 40 years later and do photo enhancements to show details this great.
I really regretted that I was there and saw it because of the ridicule and because of my wife being upset at me and practically thinking about divorcing me because of the thing, you know, and the people saying they faked this and faked that, and you know, and it bothers a person. There's no way it can keep from bothering you if you've got a conscience.
The new detail in the Patterson footage is intriguing, but inconclusive. Until a body is found or creature captured, many in the scientific community will remain skeptical. But on this day, more than 40 years after this film was shot, the Patterson footage remains the best evidence for those who believe Bigfoot is a real animal.